I gotta get out of here. I think I'm gonna lose it.
Uh-oh. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
You get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Do it live.
Right.
Nightreign will not the games we play. Fighting virtual battles of the break of day. ABF and friends breaking chains and lock. Discussing culture wars, we're off the clock. Off the hip we fire. Talking truth to wire tires. Games and wars we won't conspire. Off the hip we light the fire. Joystick warriors fighting left and right. Pixels clashing like a neon light. Won't miss in the code trying to find. Taking the stand for the uncaged mind. Off the hip we fire. Talking truth till wires tires. Games and wars we won't conspire. Off the hip we light the pyre. In the virtual trenches standing tall. Pixel blocks rise just to fall. Culture clash and break the walls. Podcast echoes free us all. Controllers clutch, knuckles white. ABF and friends in the late night fight. Virtual realms where freedom's tight. Battling walls, feel it all on right. Off the hip we fire. Talking truth till wires tires. Games and wars we won't conspire. Off the hip we light the pyre.
Hello, welcome to episode number 35 of Off the Hip.
Can't believe you're gonna do me dirty with Luke Skywalker. It's Snow White.
I like how he starts off with Luke Skywalker being the worst one when Snow White was in the mix.
That's rough, bro.
It worked
Well,
perfectly.
It was great.
Starting off, get intros out of the way. Nagernal, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing throwing it back in my court. Malty, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. So APF I finally got him out of his cave to do a video with us, or with me at least.
Yeah, I was not comfortable, was I?
You were not comfortable at all. I was like, I stopped it in the middle of recording, and I was just like, "This is not very conversational, is it?" And he's like, "I suck at this. I'm not kidding." But guess what that video is doing? It's doing very good. So I'm proud of you, and thank you for coming on. I know it's out of your wheelhouse, but sometimes that's how you succeed, is by getting out of your comfort zone.
Well, I'm pretty sure the success of that video has to do with your editing and Smash JT shouting us out in the comment section. So,
Not gonna lie, it really does. But hey, I'll take it. Don't forget it.
How are you doing there, Hayden?
I'm doing good. I'm working on a video right now about the man who won the Game Changer Award this last Thursday, Amir Satvat, because he kind of came up out of the crowd, out of nowhere, as some small YouTuber, and turns out there's a lot more to that man than most people think. And also, here's a little sneak peek. He deleted over 510 videos off of his YouTube, but I have the proof of that happening.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And what are your demands?
To tell the world.
Oh,
fuck him.
You're not gonna grift off of it? Nothing?
Hell no. Well, I mean, once the video's done, I've got to re-record it. I recorded it last night, but the audio on it turned out that the couple of video clips that I played were like blow your fucking eardrums out loud. And I couldn't get the audio just edited properly on it. So I'm going to re-record it tonight, probably after the show. And then it'll be ready within the next couple of days. So if you guys are curious about this guy, he's a total industry plant. Come check out the video once it's out.
Awesome. We're going to skip over Ben for now. Mo, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite well. In honor of our guest, I decided to add another vowel at the end of our name, at the end of my name. So add to Malty. But hey, I wanted to ask NerdSlap, how did you get that footage of Malty? I thought you were supposed to like put AI faces on top of people. I didn't realize you had to live feed in the back room of the GCA. So
I have my ways. I have my sources. You know, I can't reveal my sources, but I figured, you know, it was time to show the truth.
I gave him the deleted scenes because nobody ever really sees the Maldy side of my name. So I was like, here, Nerd Slap, go do something with it.
That was pretty tame, actually. I've seen worse. That's okay. We love Malty. But other than that, yeah, some really awesome things are coming down the pike. And
you're getting called out.
Why is it? Yes, it is.
By the teacher, no less.
Sometimes it is a vowel.
Sometimes.
In Benologies,
I can't picture it not being one. It's not a consonant.
It is a consonant. But let's move on from grammar.
yes, please. I mercifully throw the ball back to you, ABF. Go ahead.
Nerd Slap, excellent intro, but I think that some people on the panel might take issue with it, but they'll have to submit a ticket to the complaint department.
I mean, I don't see any kind of issue with that intro at all. I think that was a perfect intro. I mean,
hey, you made me Simon Pegg. I'm happy.
That's the best one to date, you know. I mean, but no, I'm doing good, man. You know, just doing my usual thing. Gonna stream over on Kick later, and then either today or tomorrow, episode 3 of the Nerd Files is gonna be up. So keep an eye out for that.
Awesome, Norman, what do you got for us?
Well, I'd like to use my intro to tell everyone that Grok is not a sorting hat. All right, let's just everyone calm down. I was scrolling down the X feed today, and I stumbled upon Ryan Kinnell's post that says, pick my house depending on my posts. And then if you have the sort of news version of Twitter, underneath the Grok post, it'll say, do you want to ask Grok the same question? And so I did. And it gave me Ravenclaw, as you see there. Then I scroll down a bit further and I get to Cara Lynn's Twitter. And it says, do you want to ask again? And I say, yeah, why not? Let's see what happens again. And then you get over here, Gryffindor. So, you know, okay, I'll settle this once and for all. I'll ask Grok myself. What house am I in? Apparently, I'm in Slytherin.
Slytherin, unite.
I got one more to go before I've got the full set. Grok is a starting hat.
The question is, if you get all 4, who does that make you in the Harry Potter universe?
The headmaster, I guess.
I think so.
You might be.
There we go. Nice.
Yeah, I did that shit, and obviously I've done the Pottermore stuff like multiple times, and I always get Slytherin. But just anybody who knows me, that's where you would be sorted. Obviously,
Gryffindor.
Didn't even take a look, and it was just like, well, you have a lot of takes, and a lot of them are subversive. Therefore, you must be a Gryffindor. I was like, what the fuck are you? Grok is retarded.
Grok doesn't have a memory, also, it seems.
I think that they unleashed Grok in fun mode on to the public.
Probably so.
Oh, I made sure it was
100%.
turned off because you can toggle that. I don't know
Can
if
you
know
publicly or just in the actual Grok user?
I think it's the Grok thing.
Yeah, in your Grok user thing, you can toggle on and off fun mode.
Right, but I think if you do it publicly, like it's on the front facing platform, I think it's in fun mode.
Well, let's get to Ben's intro. Not talk about Grok constantly. So you started showing up on Tuesday Night Main Event, seemingly out of nowhere, and a lot of people haven't heard of you, but you have been on YouTube for quite a while. So
yeah, I've been involved with Geeks and Gamers since 2015, technically.
Wow.
Back when it was still just a Facebook group. So before a YouTube channel, before any of that stuff. And then I did multiple shows, like different types of content with Josiah Rises and Epic Mike. Josiah and I used to have a show. We won't talk about it because it's terrible, but it's called We Are Geek. If you ever want, to find out a little bit about that, you can find the occasional episode somewhere that hasn't been privated on YouTube, and it's horrible. So that's the first thing we did. We actually did that to kind of kickstart the Geeks and Gamers YouTube channel. It did not work. And it was really The Last Jedi that kickstarted that. But yeah, that was one of the first things we did to try to kickstart that channel. And that was just Mike or Josiah and I. And then me, Mike, and Josiah had another channel called Epic Man, which was a lot of fun. And it's a shame that we left it the way that it was, because we had a great podcast, really, really good show. But I've been involved with Geeks and Gamers on and off since then. I mean, I never had a falling out with the Geeks and Gamers crew, but Jeremy thought I hated him after The Last Jedi came out and all these videos were being released. And so we didn't speak to each other for a while, but then I started coming back in and doing stuff with him again. But yeah, so I've known Jeremy for almost 10 years now. So It's been a while.
That's a very long period for him to get mad at you for that long.
Yeah, well, he wasn't mad. He thought I hated him because I was known for liking The Last Jedi when it first came out. So yeah, he thought I hated him. Yeah, I know. I know.
So the intro was perfect then.
I know. I can't say that I have a lot of love for it. I think after watching it more, it's definitely
doesn't age well.
Not really. No.
I'm not gonna lie. Out of the theater was one of the last time. Well, that I don't go to the theater very often anymore, but that was one of the times we made a special trip. Out of the theater, I rated it a 7 out of 10. I was like, there's something that was off. I can't quite describe it yet.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll go to 7.
See,
very similar to me when I came out of it. I thought it was I thought it was pretty good after watching it the first time. And then I kind of watched it more. I think I've seen the movie like 10 times now, which is a waste of time, but it helped me solidify my overall opinions.
Well, this might make you feel a little bit better. I saw Rogue One in theaters, I believe 7 times.
Nice.
Wow.
And it was because I kept getting drunk and falling asleep.
See, I actually
that's
love
a true
Rogue
statement.
One. Personally, I think it's the best Disney Star Wars movie, hands down.
I agree with
and
that.
it's got a lot of really good stuff in it. There's some things that I don't like, but overall, compared to the sequel trilogy, it's like night and day.
Okay, so just for reference, framing and reference, my father passed away in 2017, and The Last Jedi tried real hard to take that crown from that moment. All right, that's how bad that movie was. I felt like I at least, there was therapy for one thing. The other thing, I don't think I've ever gotten over. So
yeah, it was
The Last Jedi is awful. When the man who brought me into this world leaves the surly bounds of this earth, and then you bring out Jake Skywalker. Okay, that's how bad that fucking movie was. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's not great. That's not great. The Rise of Skywalker, though, I think blows everything else out of the water. That movie is horrible.
Agreed.
It is so bad. Like,
it's the worst.
Yeah.
At least I felt like The Last Jedi, even though it contradicted a lot of what happened in 7, at least it felt like it was its own thing. The Rise of Skywalker just felt like a conglomerate of a bunch of nonsense that just didn't feel it fell out of place, and it didn't feel like it made any sense.
It felt very corporate.
It extremely so, but it also was a great. I mean, the whole sequel trilogy is a great example of when too many people come together to try to work on something, and it just becomes a disgusting mess instead of a cohesive story. So, yeah, it was a disaster.
I kind of liken it to I liken that entire sequel trilogy to like a fireworks show gone awry.
Yeah.
So like you start off with something like you see the spectacle, people like, ooh, okay, we're finally back to this thing. Last Jedi, like things start catching on fire, people start seeing the smoke billow out, and you're just like, okay, how do we cover this up? Do the finale all at once. Just set everything off all at once and just complete shit show. Maybe that will get these retards away from us. Like that will captivate their attention while we can scuttle off with the little bit of money that we've already made.
I will say this: a fireworks show gone awry where everything is catching on fire and things are blowing up is far more entertaining than what we got with the Star Wars prequels.
I agree.
I disagree on that one.
Have you ever watched a fireworks show go awry? You don't know if somebody's gonna die.
Wait, you said prequel, but I assume you meant sequels.
Yeah, sequels.
Okay.
I was about to say, if you say the prequel, it's in a fight.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm about to fight people.
No, I accidentally misspoke.
The prequels were like influential in my life. So
yep, agreed. I like the
same.
No.
Well, I mean, you're wrong, but that's okay.
Oh, that's right.
Well, this is right around the time where we start the fun part of the stream, which is just going over my stupid ass bookmarks that I have. So
gotta love them.
This looks like just one of those home security cams, and he's replacing a piece of wood in the deck right there.
Does he step in it?
I don't know.
No.
Does he? Look how perfect that fits. Look how pleased he is.
Yeah.
Great.
Actual retard.
The best part is that this keeps going for like another 30 seconds, and he's just like contemplating his life.
I mean, I would be too.
You can see where the studs are, like
Probably concussed him.
He's like, man, I really am retarded, huh? Shit.
Concussion is when your brain hits the side of your skull and you get a bruise. When your brain is that small, that is an impossibility. He did not concuss himself.
Fair enough. Good point.
Yeah, like there's no.
And it's also the force of going straight down at the same time, so it's like two things happening at once.
I don't know what he thinks he's gonna screw the end to.
Only one leg went through the hole. The other one and everything else stayed up above that. So
yeah, what was he gonna secure that with?
I mean, you're supposed to put some screws down if it's a deck, right?
Well, you have to put another like board next to the
the
other joist there because he didn't cut the other one short enough to leave to go over half.
There's many problems with that video.
Screws and studs.
Just remember that
but
brains bounce more easily.
Since he stepped right through it, there was nothing under the one end. So I was like, why did he even
I see
step
what you're
on
saying.
it?
You're right. It wasn't staggered correctly. Yeah. All right. And then this one is just cool.
Oh,
that's
Portal.
How cool is
That's
that?
sweet. Oh,
that's
that's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
Awesome.
That is really cool.
Man, if I had a house and expendable income, I would do that 100%.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if they were selling that at Home Depot, I would definitely pick one up.
You're like, why not? Probably have someone custom design it for you. Sure.
Yeah, they probably made that.
Yeah, have a look on Etsy.
Might charge
All
you
you
an arm
need
and a
is
leg, but
2 LED strips, a mirror, 2 mirrors, and a sawzall, and a Christmas tree, and you're good.
yeah, there you go.
All right, so we got a couple of girls in one of those like VR,
Yeah.
areas of like the arcade where you can pay extra, So, all right, she jumped over it. What do you think's gonna happen next?
She's gonna fall over. I don't know.
face plant right into the wall.
Oh my god, why do they not have pads there?
Like you're supposed to see the barrier, like
That's
within the
such
VR
a-
world. I don't understand.
Warning
You
grid
can't
comes
see
up,
anything
you're
with
like,
those things on.
No,
That's such
there's a
loud
warning grid
smack.
that comes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're supposed
I know
to be
I know that like there's VR places now where it's like a VR room that tricks the headset tricks your brain into believing that the room like either turns or it like keeps going, so it makes you walk a certain way. I've never been to one of these places, but it sounds really cool. I definitely want to go.
Are you like
Yeah,
on
I've
a
never-
treadmill with those or what?
No, you're not. You're there's some that are completely cordless even. I don't really know how it works. I've just heard about them and I think it sounds awesome.
Yeah, I've never tried the actual like commercial grade ones, but
Yeah.
I tried the Oculus and stuff like that. They're pretty
Same.
fun.
Yeah. I played I had PSVR and I played a bunch of No Man's Sky in VR. which is
that's cool. I never tried that.
Really
game with
cool.
I
VR.
really want to try that. I'm into VR.
Yeah.
And I've been wanting to try that. Yeah.
Yeah, great game in VR.
All right, and then I got one last one here. All right, so he's about to get ice for his drink, and he rolls a 1.
Oh, God.
That's good.
Anyone have any predictions on this one?
I don't know. He's gonna get the ice and splashes water everywhere.
Oh, we'll see.
I think it's gonna go way worse than that. Glass break, maybe.
Bingo.
The Nat 1, baby.
I may or may not have got that from Tolbach, by the way.
Wait a minute. Does that die have more than one on it?
I don't think so. It looked like
it looked like it was the standard.
That was straight up a natural 1.
I mean, whenever it hits a 1 on it,
yeah, there's
what's
gonna be
that right above it?
I think that's just a number that's like blurred.
By the way,
that's a spin down counter. So
No, the 7's the one. That's most fridge.
Yeah, but yes, but instead of using a glass, occasion Corey does a handstand in front of it. Don't think I don't know that. All right.
And that looked like a good sausage. That looked like a good sausage. I mean, I'd cook that.
Jesus.
Just saying.
Clip that.
Oh yeah, that is totally weighted. Did you see how that
the
thing
worst
fell
that
on
one.
the counter? That was insane. Yeah.
No. Somebody who makes a video like that literally spent an hour doing the walk over there with the cup, roll the die, and was waiting for the Nat 1.
Yep.
It wasn't even
100%.
waited. They just did it over and over and over.
100%. Also, I will warn you, I will say more clippable things throughout the stream. Guarantee it. So.
Well, we have the perfect person in chat to get, well, a couple people actually.
To clip?
Yeah.
Isaac.
They will clip and they will meme, sir.
Yep.
Hey, that's look out for those guys.
Ben, did you watch Secret Level at all?
I have not had a chance to watch it, but I've heard good things about it, or at least part of it. So I'm excited to check it out. I just haven't had the truth is I've been addicted to Marvel Rivals, and that's taken all my free time. So I haven't watched it because of that, but I do want to see it.
Well, sure. I recommend it. It's actually kind of fun, even for the bad ones, just to see what they're like.
Yeah.
But,
how's the Concord one?
The Concord one comes out tomorrow, actually.
Oh,
so
okay.
They're releasing them.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
right.
okay.
Staggered.
So, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have the confirmation that they're still releasing that episode, or is that still up in the air?
In every TV guide, I see it listed still. So,
is the animation
they could pull it?
I've seen screenshots of the animation. It seems like it looks pretty good. Okay. I mean, all of these have been pretty good so far. I don't know if any of them have had bad animation.
Okay.
Some have better than others.
I mean, they look impressive. I love the trailer. I think the trailer they did was great. But I know Mike just put up his review for it on X, and he said it was pretty good. So I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, I'm upset that I haven't been able to, because I'm like, as far as the nerd culture and stuff like that goes, like I barely watch anything because I think everything sucks, and I would rather spend my time playing games. We finally have something that basically everyone is saying is a good gaming thing, and I have not been able to check it out yet.
Yeah,
I'm the same.
I'm looking forward to see the Concord episode too.
I know. That was one of the ones I was most anticipating solely because of the game. And
it's going to be their most watched episode.
Yeah.
Probably.
We'll just quickly go through these. I actually didn't like the first episode, the Dungeons and Dragons episode.
Really?
It was very cookie cutter.
And rife with DEI bullshit.
It felt that way too, even though Leon was telling all of us how wrong we are about that, and it was true to the lore.
What I think it was meant to be the D&D real life party translated into a D&D world with everything
work.
just a bit exaggerated, so a bit tinier, a bit more buff.
Well, it looks like they didn't really like it either. 2 out of 5.
So this is PC Gamer. I don't know if I can trust them completely. They do kind of are correct on some of these. So
right.
The Sifu episode. This one was pretty cool. I liked it. It was
was
like
cool.
kind of like obscure animation, but in a good way, and the story was really cool.
It was on
So,
point for the
I did
game.
like
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
And they had subtle call outs during the episode. Like if you listen at the beginning and listen at the end, you'd be like, ah. But if you're just kind of like casually watching, you probably wouldn't catch it. But it was like
Yeah.
it was really like they didn't treat the audience like idiots, which I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it really was subtly throwing out like hints of what's going on. So
Yeah. And if you are watching these, like give it your full attention because each episode's only like sometimes 7 minutes up to 20 minutes. So
Right. Okay.
they're not very long.
Oh, okay, hold on. 2 out of 5. I disagree with that.
I
completely.
dude, I told you
Yeah.
that they're
4
wrong
out of 5.
sometimes.
I disagree.
Yeah.
4 out of
with that
5.
one.
4 out of
Same.
5.
Yeah,
It
I'd
was
give
really
I've heard the
good.
New World one is really good.
But guys, they're super hipping on the first.
I skipped the New World.
It depends. I didn't really look at that. I didn't like it that much.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't like
Arnold-
Arnold Schwarzenegger anymore.
Arnold said 3 lines, and I was like, skip, no thank you.
Oh, he mailed it in. He's like, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm on a boat. You know, that was it. It just sounded like he had no gravitas. Like he's just like, okay, whatever. I need a paycheck. Maria's taking all my money.
It was over the top,
To
but
the
I can
boat.
see why people
Yeah.
did like it.
Oh.
Unreal Tournament. This one was really
That
cool,
was sick.
actually.
That was, oh my goodness.
They gave it a 4 out of 5.
Is that based off a
Probably.
fighting game?
That was
That's
a good
fair.
one.
Yeah.
And it's the
sh-
one that they haven't put like a picture up for.
I know,
that's
right?
weird.
There was so much fan service in it, and I loved it because all of my favorite multiplayer match levels were in this. Like they did it. It wasn't over the top, but if you understood like if you played the game growing up, you understood the levels they were showing in them. Like it wasn't like, hey, this is Asteroid. This is this. It was so good, and I like how they worked the story into it because Unreal Tournament never had a story. It was just kind of like, hey, we're fighting, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was really good. I like that they did it.
Warhammer, holy shit. I was actually like shouting
heard
at my
this one's
computer
great.
screen. I was like, I can't believe that people's heads are popping in their freaking hands. It's awesome.
The shoulder check on the car was my favorite part.
Yeah, he
There's
just ran
part-
through a car.
Oh yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah, they give this one a 4 out of 5. I mean, they didn't give anything a 5 out of 5. So
That was a 5 out of 5.
This,
though.
yeah,
It
this
was
would have
so
been
good.
the 5 out of 5.
It was a 5 out of 5.
I really enjoyed
Good
it. In
beginning
fact,
to end. Yeah.
I watched the
This was a
scene
good
in the
one.
valley like several times.
We all did. We were all there in the washroom. Yeah, we were like, yeah.
No,
we
I
had no
watched
problem
it.
with
I
that.
watched it more outside of that. All right, and I'm gonna let Norman give his take on Pac-Man
Right.
because I thought it was just fine. Like,
Please
Well,
be
I
as
had to-
spoiler free as possible.
Yeah, well, I have to say this one was my favorite when it came out, but after the Game Awards, it kind of lost a couple of points. So I'll just kind of give my take on the whole series now since I'm talking. But Pac-Man was essentially the only episode I liked out of the entire series because of the way the whole series is written. So these episodes serve as very good gateways to normie gamers or Amazon Prime viewers who look at these games and want to play them. But if you watched Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix, like the writing quality behind that show was just 10 times better. Like they would introduce some sort of sci-fi concept that you're sort of vaguely familiar with, and then they would bring something out of left field. They just would blow your mind. Like, yeah, why isn't something crazy done? Like one of the episodes in the first season was, what if the yogurt took over? And it was just a crazy short like that. And none of the episodes really reinvented the wheel with any of the games they showed. They were just trailers for the game if you wanted to buy them. And I thought this Pac-Man one was a reinvention, that it was something new. But it turns out we find a few days later at the Game Awards, it's actually a trailer for a game that hasn't been announced yet. So, yeah, the series was a bit lackluster in my mind. Just because they could have done a bit more creatively, I think.
yeah, and for me, I thought it was just all right because I was like, well, they're taking a super old franchise and trying to revitalize it. You know, like they're looking for dollar signs. You know, maybe I'm being too hypercritical about it, but it just feels very corporate to me. I don't know. It is
I'm
pretty
sold now.
creative though. The actual episode.
thought the game trailer looked better than what we saw in this episode.
Yeah, the game looks good.
Yeah, it definitely works better as a game. So,
I'm excited to
without
see it.
saying much, but yeah, it's weird looking back on it, but
I will admire like taking chances and trying to like move art and source material in a certain direction, but I just didn't like it. It was just it just felt like, oh, you can eat ghosts. Like they were like, instead of like with seafood, it was subtlety. With this, it was like ghosts. You can't eat the eyeballs. Like it was just like they kept like saying the things. Oh, look, there's a Pac-Man above the obelisk in the background. Like they were really heavy with the like it was just like
And one of the things I'm finding hard to pin down is where this was created from, because I've seen an interview of the writers for this series, and they say that they sat down with Capcom in a boardroom, had a phone call, and they were just talking with each other. How can we push this series forward? So it seems like they've sat down and had a meeting, and then the writers have gone away and okay, we'll do the secret level episode while you guys spend a year making this new Pac-Man game, kind of splitting up the work.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of what they did with Concord too, right?
Yeah.
Like they were building out the Concord show, obviously, before the game had come out. Now, this was slated to come out after the game was out, but it seems like several of these things could have possibly been pushing into, stuff for the future.
I think you're on the money there, because we've known for quite a while that PlayStation wants to move into the TV space with the God of War series that's in development hell, the Horizon series that's probably been cancelled, a couple more series. So it makes sense that if the Conquer series got cancelled, we'll just chuck it over to Secret Level and they can do a little showcase for it.
Yeah.
And then we have Crossfire. So this one, like, visually was really impressive, but it was for a game that I don't think anybody cares about, and a story that they gave us that nobody cared about. Not yet, Mo. We're not.
Oh, okay.
For yet.
But it could have been any 4v4 shooter, just anything. Pick any 4v4 shooter in this, and that's it.
I couldn't tell who the good or the bad guy was.
No,
I think that was intentional, though.
Saying it.
Yeah.
We're the good guys.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
Because I think that you play either faction, so they wanted to tell two different stories and not necessarily be, but then Armored Core finished off strong for the 8 episodes. I really enjoyed it.
I will say, I wasn't really a big fan of the episode. Keanu's performance was awesome. I love Keanu always. I spent 500 hours in a foxhole with this motherfucker.
This is the episode that I can't wait to watch because I am a big fan of Armored Core. Have been for most of my life. Like I've played almost every Armored Core game.
Nice.
And this is one that I'm excited to be able to watch this episode.
This episode, you don't even have to like video games or anything. This is something that you could just show to any random person that likes sci-fi or just anything like that, and they would enjoy the episode.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with it just stands on its own. It's the most stand on its own episode of the entire series, I would say.
You could look at it as like the apex of John Wick if you want.
No. This is Armored Core. I think it was Irwin that said Keanu plays a guy who just has to be involved in the mech arena. He has to be fighting. And I identify with that because I too must be involved in the mech arena and must be fighting in a mech.
All right, well, Hayden, who do you think wins then? Is it John Wick or Armored Core or Keanu?
It's Armored Core Keanu. There's no question. Armored Core trumps John Wick for me every time.
No! 1 out of 5? Are we? Oh, geez. All right.
It's PC Gamer.
Hey,
I couldn't believe
take
that
it with a
either.
grain of
What
salt.
I was looking forward to.
I could not
Take
believe
it-
that either.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, definitely.
That's ridiculous.
I don't want to show anybody, but the other episodes are rated here if you do want to spoil yourself.
Like the rest of them
on PC Gamer, yeah, because I think they got like access to watch it early.
How
it's not
many
coming out until tomorrow?
How many total are there?
There's 15. 8 already came out, and I think 7 come out tomorrow.
Nice.
Can you do just a quick look and see if Concord is on there?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the rating? Is it a higher or lower than 2?
I will.
It's a 9 out of 5.
Right. 5 out of 5 is the only 5 out of 5 they have.
They gave it a 2 out of 5
Okay.
All right.
So higher than Armored
means
Core.
nothing.
Higher than Armored Core. Yes,
That's crazy.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
Okay, so if the Warhammer episode wasn't part of that list, the Armored Core would have taken the lunch. Like, it would have been the best one of the series.
Probably.
Honestly,
You mean Warhammer?
because Keanu sold it. Like, he did a great job.
I agree with Nerd Wars. The one I'm most hyped for now is Mega Man. It looks pretty sleek.
Erwin really liked it. Norman really liked it. I thought it was just all right. Maybe I need to see more of what they're gonna do with that franchise to get excited about it. But people do seem to like it a lot. So
And I'll say this: I am going to try to watch Secret Level probably sometime this coming up weekend, because I've got a little bit of time. I'll be home, so I think I'm going to try to watch all of it while I'm home.
Dude.
Oh yeah, it's not very long to get through all of them.
No,
They're
it's
short.
less than 2 hours, I think, to watch all 8.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah.
By the time you watch it, though, all 15 might be out. It might be several hours, but
I hope that all 15 are out, because I want to sit down, binge the whole thing, watch it, and be able to have a opinion on it before I come back to work, and I can't hardly find time to fucking watch anything again.
I almost wish so that they've released them a little bit further apart so that people could like unpack them longer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think like since they're so short, I don't know if like a weekly release would have worked, but
I know.
No.
Even like 3, maybe 3 a week or something.
Yeah.
But
At least
I
give
don't
them
know.
time to be water cooler talk.
Yeah.
Those days are long gone though.
Yeah.
For sure. I miss weekly, like episodic releases.
I think even if you did like 3 a week, you're only going to get about 20 minutes of runtime, so it's not really worth it.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Well, that's like about an hour's worth of regular TV.
Yeah.
And then people could at least speculate on where the story's going, if it's tied together. There would be speculation talk around that.
Here's what it was like. It was like a Brazilian steakhouse, but you had different crew like bringing you food out each time. So you're like, oh man, this steak is great. They're like, is this undercooked chicken? And then they'd be like, oh man, this is great. Like, it was just like it was so inconsistent. You'd watch this amazing short, and then you'd watch like, yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was like
food showing up from different restaurants, not even just the same people.
Yeah, and then you
like
have,
somebody walks in with a
shows
Taco
up, you're
Bell
like,
5-layer burrito that's like 2 days old, and then somebody else shows up with like a nice filet mignon that's freshly cooked.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have the Pac-Man episode, which is like deconstructed eggs and cheese or some shit. It was just like, it was like,
For me-
I kind of know what this tastes like, but it's really weird,
For me, the D&D one was the fridge hot dog.
That was Maturin ramen. That was like 10-cent ramen noodles. It was like, even when you think you're expecting shit, it still disappoints. So,
well, Norman, did you want to take the lead with the game news from the Game Awards?
Yeah, if you just give me a second. We also have a new clip for a channel with working on. So just talk amongst yourselves for a second, if you don't mind.
Here we go. Who was it from?
No, so also I'll say this weekend I am actually going to try to watch Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, which I have not seen, in preparation to watch Sonic 3, because the trailer and the marketing that they've been doing for Sonic 3 has actually got me excited for this. I'm a huge fan of the classic Sonic games and the Sonic Adventure games. I haven't played any of the ones that have come out over the last several years, but I'm excited to watch these movies because they were so well received. And then they're bringing in Shadow, my boy from Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, boy.
I can't wait to watch these.
So
I should rewatch those too.
As somebody who pays attention to the underlying story, like lines and sinew of a story, I want you to pay attention to Cyclops, whatever Scott Summers' real name is. His story arc in Sonic 1, you're going to love it. I don't want to spoil it, but he's based. That's all I got to say. So
yeah, I only saw the first one. I need to see the second one still before the.
But you know what I'm talking about, right? Benology. Like, yeah. He's like, oh, I live in Montana. Okay.
Oh, the main guy.
Yeah, I like the underlying story of him. I'm like, wow, they kind of called that out. That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
I love the first movie. It's great.
first one was really good.
Me too.
Yeah, really, really good.
I heard the second one's not quite as good as the first one, but from what I've seen so far, is what
pretty
people
good.
are saying.
I've heard that the second one, the human story is a bit too much.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
It like takes place during a wedding or something, right?
I think so.
Part
yeah.
of it.
Just
It's just like
get rid of that.
We got to do a watch party of these because Isaac's never seen these either. No surprise there.
Gee, really?
No surprise.
Yeah, I just thought I'd like to show this off, everyone. How about this?
Give me the meat and give it to me raw.
It looked like a good sausage. I mean, I'd cook that.
They were like all the way up to his like chest, and they were just huge. It's so weird looking.
Great.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you.
Flip it
That
and
was
ship
pretty
it.
fast.
This is all we're asking for. Erwin is correct. Make her hot and super supportive, and nobody cares.
Yep.
I wouldn't care anyway, but
no, you're gonna be like, yes, whatever you want, hun. Like if you watch that movie, you're like, yeah.
All right, so the lightning round begins. For anyone that watched the Game Awards last week, there was a litany of new announcements that came out, and we're going to do just a quick fire through about 20 of them. So we have here Thick as Thieves. Be the thief you want to be in this living world stealth action PvPvE game. Soon to wishlist on Steam, PS5, Xbox, and Epic. A new take on stealth from Warren Spector. Chart your rise to master thief in a glittering, gloomy 1910s metropolis, blending industry magic and intrigue. Your choices unlock unique playstyles and strategies that shape your thief character. Tell your story through a unique fusion of emergent multiplayer gameplay and dynamic storytelling. Immerse yourself in a live, living world where no two nights are ever the same, ensuring endless challenges and discoveries. Wishlist now.
And I was basically calling it a extraction shooter.
Well, I'll say this. To me, it looks like there could be some fun gameplay here, some different strategies. But like we talked about on the live stream, I think people will quickly figure out a meta, and the game devs are going to have to continually come up with new maps, new scenarios, and new things to do, because it will fall apart probably pretty quickly if they have a limited choice.
Well, just to appease that, the Warren Spector that they're teasing at the start of the trailer there, this is the guy that made he made the first Deus Ex game, he made the first Thief game, so he's very well experienced in this kind of genre.
But those are also single player games, and this one is a multiplayer competitive Thief game. So I think that, like I said, he's going to have to continue to come up with new creative maps, stories, places to put things, because a meta will be discovered very quickly if there's any kind of like stasis in the development.
I mean, it might be fresh in the sense that things are never in the same place every match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, and that's possible, and that would be a good approach to take. But I don't have a lot of faith in modern games just knowing that they should do shit like that sometimes. Like that's a fifth update in thing these days, it seems.
No, they definitely have variety in mind with this type of game from the start.
I would hope so, but that would mean that almost every building would have to have an internal construction on a decently sized map.
Well, you never know.
If
Depends on the size of the map, they very well might.
I mean, it's just a bunch of rooms. They're probably like procedurally generated.
Okay, well, I mean, I could see that.
So it seems like from this mission, it might be try and break into this house as a team before the other team does, and steal the egg from the AI, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but first wins.
But if it's the same mission, or it's just in a different room of that house, rather than being in, a different house in a different room, different place, like you would need for those missions to be constantly changing to be able to keep it fresh. Otherwise, boom, you get the guy who can scale the wall and go through the window. You get the zipline guy. And then you have like the couple of people who know what their meta is, what the route is that they take. And it would be hard to, counteract a lot of that stuff sometimes.
Yeah. So right here, you're encountering other teams. So you're trying to get the same thing and compete with each other. That's what it made me think of an extraction shooter for.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, you're right, Hayden. Everyone's gonna, when they see repetitive content, we'll stop. The question is, how many hours through is that going to be? If you can get like 40 plus hours out of it, people will still buy it probably. So
yeah, for sure.
So moving on to our next one, we have Screamer, a racing game coming out from developers. They've done an F1 game. They did Hot Wheels 2 Unleashed, I think it was called, something like that. So just your sort of anime-themed racer coming out. Just want to mute everything because there's a lot of music in all these trailers.
I had to cut one thing out of our last stream that we did for the Game Awards. It was just only like 10 seconds though.
I mentioned it was Intergalactic.
Yeah, it was the Jane's Addiction, or the.
You're probably right.
Pet Shop Boys. I think.
It probably wasn't Pet Shop Boys. It was Jane's Addiction that was in the. There was another one where it was like really apparent. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I remember what you're talking about.
So for me, this game could be really cool. I just want to know how it's actually going to set itself apart from some other racer games. Like you can see there's the drifting in it. They've got the supercars, but like besides the art style, which again, we're not seeing the actual art style of the gameplay. We're seeing a pre-rendered trailer.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what are they going to do to make this be something,
well, it is Unreal Engine. So I would dare say that was an end engine at least.
Yeah.
So we got a pretty good idea of what it's going to look like, just not, toned down for a video game.
I love a good racing game. So if they do something unique with it, I'm in.
Me too. I just wish we had gameplay to actually judge.
Right. This trailer gave us nothing.
But I like the theme. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the most creative racing games over the past 20 years is Automobilista, where they did like the cell shaded like actual cars racing. I thought that was really
Jam,
cool.
MotoGP, Hot Wheels, Unleashed 2, Ride 5, done stuff for Monster, lots of biking games.
Wow.
So.
Pretty impressive.
There's a racing game. I cannot remember the name of it, but it was where you actually like eliminated your opponents with stuff. I can't remember the name, but it was an action
Mario
racing
Kart.
game.
Yes.
No, not Mario Kart.
What was it?
But it was like real
game?
cars, not go-karts. It was really, really cool.
And it was like a racing game, not like
it was
Twisted Metal.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a racing game. It was split second. Thank you, Nerd Wars. It was split second.
Okay.
Such a fun
WRC
game.
games.
It was
were
my
really popular.
like in my opinion, it was the best racing game I've ever played. It was so much fun.
So yeah, these guys have a lot of racing games under the belt, so I'd keep an eye on that one if you like
So
racers.
they've got a lot of experience, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have Shadow Labyrinth, which is the aforementioned rebirth of the Pac-Man franchise into this side-scroller 2D action platformer where you're this new Pac-Man trying to eat everything in the world to survive. Such the remnants of an age-old intergalactic conflict started long before your arrival. Discover new powers and abilities. Use them to traverse an alien world as you battle dangerous creatures and evolved monstrosities.
I mean, I'm here for it, to be honest.
Yeah, the trailer was good.
It looks interesting. I mean, I think that it could be fun. I don't know what would, besides the nostalgia of playing Pac-Man games and this being like a darker version of it. It's kind of like, how many times have we played Pac-Man?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are they doing something different with it, or is it just kind of Pac-Man but with a darker theme?
That's essentially what it is, putting it into a new world. And trying to get this reveal trailer up. Bandai Namco.
I mean, to me, that sounds kind of exciting. I love Pac-Man, so doing something else with it, I think that's cool.
I think it's a cool concept for sure. And this is the part that actually makes me a little bit more interested is...
And I like that it's a side-scroller.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're doing like a... well, I love Limbo. It's one of my favorite 2D games of all time.
Yeah,
Got
good
like kind of that
comparison.
vibe to it.
Yeah. Yep. And this makes me interested, but I want to see like kind of where are they going with this? How are they combining this side scroller like combat game with Pac-Man? How exactly is that going to work? That's the thing that makes me kind of not hesitant, but curious. I wouldn't say I'm excited for it, but I'm definitely curious about it.
I'm going to call it now. This is going to be one of the Game of the Year contenders.
I think it's going to pop
2025.
off.
I would be. I
it
would
will.
not be shocked if it was, but we'll see. I don't know. I,
mean,
think it looks cool.
Can you call it an indie? Because probably not, because it's Bandai.
No, not an indie.
Yeah, no,
game.
it's not indie.
Yeah,
But it
has
it's
that feel though.
Yeah, and it's
Uh-huh.
like the concept of you playing as this other character with Pac-Man following you and then becoming this shadow Pac-Man creature. Like I said, it's got my curiosity. I'm waiting on it to really grab my interest though.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So moving on, we have Blackfrost, The Long Dark 2, a survival simulation sandbox solo co-op game coming from Hinterland. Put up the announcement trailer for you guys.
Well, one thing I want to point out is said that it's co-op. That sounds kind of fun.
It's my favorite genre of game. Actually, believe it or not, is survival.
Really?
Like crafting survival. Yeah.
So I do want to ask you then, Ben, do you think this survival genre is getting a bit tired now? Because there's been quite a lot of games coming out.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit, maybe a little bit oversaturated right now, and we have Dune coming out next year, next year, which I'm really excited for.
Yeah, it's basically Ark.
And Ark Survival Evolved is one of my favorite games of all time. I think
Me
I have
too.
3,000 hours plus in that game.
Me too.
I adore it. I absolutely love it. So, I mean, I'll play anything that comes out, but we've had, I mean, just from indie developers alone, I think we had like 6 or 7 survival crafting games that came out this year. So it is a little bit oversaturated right now, but I think that if there's at least a few decent ones, like Pal World is a really, I think was really good. And then the Dune game I think is going to be great, but Dune is also multiplayer, I believe. Like it's almost an MMO, I want to say. I don't know, it's weird. They haven't fully explained it, but I think there's like 64 plus people on a server.
I will say that the main thing that this game has going for it is the art style. Like
the art
besides
style is awesome.
The winter setting, it actually kind of looks quite cozy in that kind of sense. So I think there's going to be a lot of people that will eat this up and sort of sink a lot of hours into it.
I think the player faces. It's really nice, actually.
Yeah, I think a survival game that came out this year that was slept on was Enshrouded. Really good.
That was
if you
a
want
fun
a good
one.
game to play in that genre. It's a pretty good game. This looks interesting. I like the art style. So
yeah,
definitely.
Next
check
up, we have Solasta 2. Which means a lot of community streams coming up tomorrow if you're interested. A little bit about the game. Uncover the lands of Neokos. Create and guide your party of 4 adventurers as they head to the faraway island of Neokos in a quest driven by their family legacy. In the face of the threat by the ancient and enigmatic Shadwin, what choices will you make to push back the impending tide of corruption? Decades after defeating the Sorak menace, a new fledgling party of heroes travels to distant lands in search of redemption.
No trailer?
No.
Okay, you got one. Nice.
Just a little. So we got Evil Bitch. Probably turn this one up. It's just going to be.
I don't think you're sharing audio, but it's fine.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it anyway.
Yeah, I had to do it tab by tab.
Interesting. What kind of game is this? What's the?
Yeah, because I can't remember. Is it like
I think it's going to be an RPG.
Okay.
Is it like like an ARPG?
Possibly, yeah. Maybe sort of your Dragon's Dogma type.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking too.
Footage captured in engine.
I
Is your
should probably
party?
do with Unreal Engine 5, probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
now
looks
I'll
nice.
say, like, I'm an RPG gamer, so this looks nice enough and interesting enough to me that this is something I'm considering checking out. It's
It looks
it's
like-
almost like an isometric style, like similar to like a Baldur's Gate kind of looking game, and it's something I'm curious about for sure.
Yeah, I'd be curious in it. I don't think we're gonna get another RPG on the caliber of Baldur's Gate 3 for a while.
No chance.
It's incredible.
That's a game where you can literally do anything you want.
Yeah, it's in my opinion, is one of the greatest games we've ever had. It's very, very good. So
It does say free demo coming soon, so maybe.
I mean, that's incentive to check it out. Just to
yeah,
see
we
what
might
it's
as
like,
well
for
play
sure.
it, and if we can play together, we can play together. We can at least like stream it together.
It's a very good idea because like a best way to tell if a game's actually going to be good is if they put out a demo.
Yeah, well, that also says that they're confident in their game,
Right?
If they're putting out a free demo.
Yep.
I mean, it looks fucking good. Hayden, you know that I'm huge into action RPGs.
Yep.
That actually looks really good.
I'll start sharing audio now since we're watching purely YouTube videos. So this is Project Sentry coming from the developers of Yakuza. We're not sure if this is in the same universe or if it's a new IP, but it kind of has the same vibes, just a bit earlier.
I have the feeling that this isn't in the same universe, but that they have their kind of they've got their style of game that they make.
Yeah.
And maybe they're going for something a little bit less comedic here. Because like the Yakuza games are notoriously like comedy filled, right?
And all this music's 100 years old, by the way, so we don't have to worry about this.
Public domain, bitch.
I was gonna say, interesting that it's set in 1915. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, 19.
Well, the good thing is when you have like a developer that makes games that they do have a similar backbone to it, they don't have to explicitly say this game is related to this game. The fans of your franchises are going to like try to see if there's any connective tissue and talk about it in forums and stuff like that, and it's going to drive interaction with the game, which I think is awesome. And I think they're going to do that with this game. They're going to be like, oh, well, this is related to this game in the Yakuza series. So
It seems like the theme of this game, though, is particle effects. I mean, look at this rain. It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
This looks great.
And then you get to this bit as well with all the sparks going everywhere.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, I think that if this game is connected or not, this game's going to do gangbusters, and people are going to have a lot of fun with it.
What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff.
It's crazy how far
Nice
gaming
picture.
has come. The things they're able to do and animate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the blood spurt coming out of the neck on that was
Right?
just wild.
So next up, we have another thing from Sega because they're realizing they have a lot of IP that's just sitting in their back, shed, just gathering dust when it should be gold. We have a new Virtua Fighter project on the way. Because we saw Sega do this earlier with Crazy Taxi and a few other games. They're bringing out all these old IPs, trying to revitalize them.
Yeah, and I mean, when was the last Virtua Fighter game? It was like what, 2008 or 7?
No. First Virtual Fighter game?
No,
Fighter
the
game
last
one.
Oh, last one was probably around 2012, I think. There was 6. And it kind of flew under the radar. But yeah, it was a long time ago.
So just for context, they put these trailers back to back at the Game Awards because it's the same developer. And I was so tired at the time, I thought it was just one big trailer.
Yeah, we were wondering that when we were live streaming. We were like, didn't we just watch this?
It's like, oh, this is the same game. That's the same kind of hat. Like, definitely the same game. Yeah, no. Nope, it is not.
It is Virtua Fighter. So yeah, it looks
I love
quite
that
interesting.
is back.
Well, and there you go, just a tiny bit of gameplay for us.
Not my style of game, but it looks
Thank
pretty cool.
God they showed us gameplay, though.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
I have to say, for like a 3D fighter, it looks quite intimate because most of the times for these big 3D fighters, you have a sort of very big arena where you have to run around and do sprint attacks and things, but it looks like it's going to be very close quarters.
Yeah.
If that is the case, I could see it being a lot more interesting and better. That's definitely not my style of game at all. Yeah, I played Mortal Kombat and like, what was it? I almost called it Beyblade. The one where you can play as Yoda and Zelda and all those other.
Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur's great
that
game.
one. I was like, I actually enjoyed those for the most part, but it as a guilty pleasure, definitely not something I'm going to be highly interested in.
I played Virtua Fighter once upon a time, but I've always been more of a Dead or Alive guy myself. That was always my favorite one.
I have a soft spot in my heart for it. I have my Saturn downstairs. I introduced my son to Virtua Fighter 2 incidentally. I didn't even realize this new game was coming out. So,
So this new game we have no title yet, but it comes to you from the creator of The Last Guardian and more importantly, Shadow of the Colossus. So
Ico.
This was the sleeper hit, I would say, at the Game Awards.
I think so.
Footage captured on PC, not all images in game.
Yep. So finally, we get a disclosure that this is in-game footage. Ico was one of my favorite games whenever I was younger, and I love Shadow of the Colossus and The Last Guardian.
Legendary game.
Yeah, I was about to call you out, Anthony. I'm like, you mean GTA 6? No, there's no announcement for that yet, other than the teaser trailer.
You know, I'm kind of glad GTA 6 wasn't in the Game Awards because it gave everything else the time to shine.
That's true.
Somebody said Half-Life 3, and I'm like, okay.
Nah.
It's the same thing whenever there's a shooting that Sam Hyde was involved. Everybody always says that Gabe is at the awards. They're totally going to talk about Half-Life 3.
So I just want to say real quick in regards to what we're watching, this could actually be gameplay footage because if you have played Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, like that, this is sometimes what gameplay looks like. And if you see how the character jerks and moves a little bit as he's like turning, that's likely them using an analog stick.
I would say if it's not gameplay footage, then it's definitely like a rendered. It's definitely an animation of what they want you to do in the game.
You can tell the difference because this is an animation.
Yeah, this is an
look
animation.
as smooth.
It's pretty cool, though. I
It
like
is.
the creativity.
Definitely has a Shadows of the Colossus vibe.
Yep. You get that sense of scale, you know?
Yeah. And I don't know if any of you guys played Ico, but Ico was very similar. It was just, it wasn't so much about the scale, but it was about the combat, the movement, the, navigating the environment. Like he was just climbing up that mechoid or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah.
Like they've been doing that since early PS2 days. They've been really good about this, like having the camera follow you and not giving you button prompts or anything like that. Like just boom, you get to the point and you hit this button to jump up to the next part. And if you watch after you unpause it right here, if you watch the movement of the character, you see how he
that
turns
looks like
that.
gameplay to me.
That looks like gameplay.
Yep.
And then right here, you can tell it cuts to a cutscene.
Yep. Exactly.
Very sharp cut, yeah.
So it's
That looks interesting.
They don't show us much, but like I am not curious about this one. I am interested in this one.
And you know what looks weird is like it looks like they built on top of the corpses of the Shadows of the Colossus. Not to spoil it for anybody. It looks like the corpses of the giant beings. Like they built around it. Yeah.
Here's the little bit of secret sauce. All of those games, including Ico, might be in the same universe and connected.
Nice.
Next up from
Like
Saber Interactive, Turok Origins coming to PS5, Xbox Series X and X, and
Turok
Steam.
was so sick.
So
Players
I have
legendary Turok Wars.
I have big concerns about this game. After like reviewing the trailer and watching it, it's like it almost looks like they tried to turn it into a slop shooter, but it's Turok.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because it is Turok. I don't want to be duped because they're using a name of a game that I loved, but I do get slightly worried that that's what's happening.
Do you know who the developers are of it, Hayden?
It's the original developers from what I understand.
It's the developers that just came out with Space Marine 2.
Oh,
really? Nice.
Okay.
There you go.
They speak about they speak about staying true to the franchises a lot in interviews. So
yeah, Saber, yeah, awesome.
Hey, dinosaur stuff.
And
Yeah.
Universal, and it
Yeah,
must be
that.
said that Universal does also take care of their franchises quite well. So
That's true. They are very IP protective. So it just scares me because we see these like these shots in this that look very reminiscent of slop shooters that we see in the modern day.
It's just a cutscene though.
But it is. But
They show a little bit of gameplay here, don't
They do show a little bit.
I get a little bit worried.
All right, so right here, Turok was typically first person.
First person, exactly.
because I will say this to me looks like the first Descendant a little bit.
Right.
But
Yeah,
okay,
or
so
even Helldivers kind of vibe.
Yeah.
it's third person, but it's over the shoulder third person, which is just as good as first person.
Like Resident Evil.
Yeah, if you do,
I mean,
behind the back,
Gears of War,
first
like, I
third
love
person,
Gears of War.
I have no
shit.
problem with it.
Yeah,
It could be that you can cycle to first person.
I mean, I think it looks sick.
yeah.
Yeah, it
I'll
looks
definitely
sick.
be playing this.
I think it looks really good, but I'm scared because I know what gaming in 2020s looks like.
Well,
Right.
it's got Gears of War mechanics, is what I'm seeing here. Like when he pulls back the bow, I think of the torque bow from Gears of War, and that makes me happy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty cool so far. I want to see
Yeah.
more,
Simple
though.
man. I see dinosaurs. I see cool weapons.
I'm excited for it.
I'm down.
I'm just so jaded now for thinking that something looks cool and then it turning out to be just a pile of sloppa.
I know.
And-
We've been burned too much.
Yeah. I hope it's going to be good, but I'm cautiously optimistic with that one.
Next up from developers Dotemu, most famous for TMNT Shredder's Revenge, is a Ninja Gaiden Rage Bound.
Yeah, this will be
New
fun.
twist to the side-scrolling Ninja Gaiden series experience.
It's like every platform.
Every platform. Will it let me click on this trailer? No, it's not. Nope, doesn't like it, apparently. Okay, I'll go to YouTube then.
Now, this game looks like a classic action side scroller. This looks like it's true to Ninja Gaiden, and this is one that I will definitely be playing.
Sounds like Drew's going to be talking to Danica Patrick. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be seeing him probably Friday.
Because of Blasphemous.
Oh, Blasphemous is such
Ooh,
a
yeah, that's a
artistically
sick game.
wonderful game. So good.
I hope that they have these anime like
this is great.
cutscenes in the game.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's a nod to the original arcade game right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that they're going back to that kind of style.
Gaiden.
Gaiden. It's Gaiden. Gaiden.
It's a den of guys.
Exactly.
How you say it in Japanese, Erwin?
How
You
do
know
I
what?
say it?
Here's
Oh,
the
You
that's
said
like-
theater.
You said
You said theater, but
When I go to the theater,
No, this
I
game
find
was
nothing
fun
wrong
as
with
hell.
that pronunciation.
Yeah, this looks
Stepping
great.
out of 2024 and into the past of just some
Sorry,
fun
just,
gameplay.
Just this little double flip. Hold on. Double flip, and then he catches it underneath. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
that is pretty cool.
What? And then boom. Yeah.
That looks like a lot of fun.
It's like an upgraded version of the original NES one, which is what I grew up playing.
And that's what's so exciting about it.
I
Summer
just love that
2025.
animation, man.
PS5 and 4.
I just love that animation.
Jumping over to Steam. Brought to you from the former Telltale devs that sort of fell out when the company did. Dispatch is a superhero workplace comedy where choices matter. Manage a dysfunctional team of misfit heroes and strategize who to send to emergencies around the city, all while balancing office politics, personal relationships, and your own quest to become a hero.
The banner that was there on the right side of the trailer.
I was thinking the same thing, Hayden.
concerning.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like the meme where it's the gay flag of it's between each one. That shit cracks me up.
Wolf Among Us.
And hang on, because it said from some of the people that brought you.
Well, Telltale is no longer a thing anymore, so they broke up and they probably moved on to something like this. So
It's just funny they put in the red ink pen version of some of. Instead of
Definitely
from
has that Invincible vibe to it.
Speaking of Invincible, can't wait for the new season.
My suit was destroyed.
You have a lot left to
I haven't been keeping up with it.
I would like to make you an offer.
Yeah, it's probably going to be just a Telltale Choices style of game with like some QTEs.
Which, you know what? My wife and I played a lot of Telltale games like Back to the Future, The Wolf Among Us.
Oh yeah, Back to the Future was great.
Dude, Back to the Future was so good.
They're fun couch games with family and friends.
Yeah, they're amazing. Yeah, you're almost sad when they end.
This animation style. It's being used in fucking everything now, from Arcane to like this half cell shading, half CGI. Like I'm tired of it.
I know you are, but Telltale Games knows how to actually, or if there are people that are from that studio, they know how to use it. So,
well, I've discovered
like it.
I can get used to any art style, even if it's used over and over again. It depends on the content that I'm getting.
I mean, it was cool with a Scanner Darkly, but I don't know. I think it's lost its flair, at least for me. But then again, I'm a jaded motherfucker.
Well, I will say, I do think this universe has its own personality, at least.
Yeah, I would agree.
This looks fun.
I think
And by
there's
the way-
something there.
Did that look fun?
And these games are usually half the price of normal price games, so it'll probably be around $30. Which, if it's any more than that, they're not. Yeah.
Well, Malty, the thing is, he just got punched in the face by a female superhero, and he's trying to be a superhero.
I love it.
Aaron Paul, Jeffrey Wright.
They've got YouTubers.
Moist Critical is in the game.
Yeah, Moist Critical, a lot of peers.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah,
Moist
Bailey.
Critical's voice acting is just superb, I'm sure.
Third
Having
word's
a
called
llama
out.
in there
That's
is
funny.
Oh, the puppy.
Oh, no, I refuse to believe that's what he sounds like.
and being a mother is a
PC and
disability.
console.
I might play that. Looks interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there might be something there. I might check it out.
Yeah.
Next up, coming from Capcom Games, we have drummer, please. Onimusha, Way of the Sword, coming in 2026. PS5, Xbox Series S and S, and Steam.
Yeah! This game looks dope. It's a return to a fucking classic. Like, I can't wait for this one.
Okay, full screen's unavailable. I'll just zoom in a bit. Oh, it won't let me do that.
Yeah,
either.
you
doesn't
get nothing
work.
like it.
That's fine.
Windowed it is. So I think at first we all thought this was like Sekiro or something because of all the
Yeah.
souls.
Yep, we were thinking Sekiro early on. A couple of us. I think somebody said Onimusha at some point. Can't remember who it was. It may have been Gaming Ronin. And this was kind of
So,
the point
yeah.
that we all started. Boom! There it was.
So, like, what are you talking about? You keep talking about like oil baron shit. I have no idea what's happening. I'm really.
He's been talking about Landman for like the past hour. Yeah, Observer, it was you. Yeah, you said it in the chat. You knew it was Onimusha.
So So yeah, another reason for Japanese players to just wait a year and get this instead of Shadows.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
Onimusha Way of the Sword.
It
They're
looks
probably gonna
very
be
like
way more respectful to Japanese culture than Assassin's Creed is.
Oh, absolutely. And it looks more reminiscent of like what we would think of in modern day as far as like a challenging game, something like Sekiro and Dark Souls and Elden Ring. Like it looks like it's that style of game, and I am all in on this.
Just a quick read through. Fight through bloodbaths of intense swordplay action. Explore the historic Japanese capital of Edo-era Kyoto, twisted by malevolent clouds of malice. With every stage cloaked in mystery, danger, and intrigue, battle against monstrosities from the underworld known as Genma, in the tale of dark fantasy. Follow the tale of a samurai who wields the Oni Gauntlet, a mystical artifact that grants its bearer the power to slay Genma. Through gritty, blood-soaked brawls, he searches for his reason to fight. What fate awaits the end of his path?
Nice.
Is that their website, by the way? Because it looks beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Capcom really pulled it out after the Game Awards. Like there was
That's
quite a few
really well
websites
done.
where I just had to go direct to YouTube because they haven't bothered. But yeah, Capcom does some good. And then moving over to EA, believe it or not, of all people. I mean, the last time that they did a game like this, I think it was It Takes Two. They won Game of the Year for it. Like not a lot of people realize that EA actually won Game of the Year for that. They're the ones that published it. But we have a Split Fiction. Jump into the mind-blowing moments as you experience the many worlds of Split Fiction in a boundary-pushing co-op adventure from the studio behind It Takes Two. Play together with couch co-op or remotely with friends. And the idea is that she's into fantasy stuff, she's into sci-fi stuff. They're both writers, because that's all writers can do now, write themselves. And yeah, you dive into both of these worlds.
See, and that's the key thing is writers are only able to write themselves into things these days. So they made a fucking game where writers write themselves into things. This
Only
is a game
women
that is
can
made
write
for them.
themselves into things. Men can put themselves into fantastical situations. Women cannot.
What do you
Women
think
should
their
write
ultimate is?
themselves back into the kitchen.
I agree.
Just, this is
Mo,
fucking
Mo.
retarded.
I think it looks kind of interesting and environmentally.
It does.
Cool.
I think some good memes will come
And I
out.
love a good couch co-op game. I mean,
I'm
the
just
biggest
concerned.
issue I have is it's a EA. It's EA,
But again,
basically,
it's the same developers that did It Takes Two. So,
which is a acclaimed game by most people.
Yeah, but this one seems to have straight up like the like having the two female main characters who are specifically writers and writing that into the game that they are writers. They could have come up with any other concept, but no, it's they write stories and now they're stuck in each other's stories because of some reason, because they wrote themselves into the stories. Like, harkening back to what Mo said, no, it's that men take on the aspect of the characters that they read about or play as, and women put their aspects into the characters that they are reading about, playing as, or writing about.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to see a lot of ideology in this game.
yeah, because
Interesting.
It Takes Two was about essentially repairing a marriage. That's what it was. It was husband and wife getting divorced, and through your child's toys being shrunk into this world, you repair your marriage. It's all about family values.
Well, if you have two lesbians, good luck repairing that marriage. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I don't know if they're lesbians.
I want to know who's the first one to hit the other.
I don't know, but I know they're both paying for the U-Haul.
The gameplay looks pretty interesting though.
I think the gameplay looks sick.
It's like
honestly,
swapping. It's like switching from all types.
It kind of looks like what they've done is they've taken the It Takes Two formula and put it on like Tears of the
also-
Kingdom, Ratchet Clank, Rift Apart, that kind of stuff.
I don't think the characters are unattractive.
No,
but
I don't care about that. It's just the premise that is stupid.
They just showed us the entire fucking storyline of the fantasy world where the dragons grow up and how it changes. You don't blow your load if you know that you have a good thing. I don't think that the gameplay is going to be bad. I think the story is going to be terrible.
Well, it's got dragons in it though, so Erwin's gonna have to buy it.
Erwin's
dragons.
There were dragons, yeah.
There were
It's
dragons.
gonna get weird though. 2 dragons. Quite honestly, they're
there we
literally
go.
every single
On the
aspect.
Preview.
I don't know, it looks
Oh, it's like
fun.
Lizzie
There's
Simulator.
a lot of weird kind of creative stuff in here.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't think the gameplay will be bad. I think it's going to be the story that takes away from the gameplay.
Yeah, see, I just summoned Nerd Wars again.
So here's the question then. The last time they brought out a game like this, it won Game of the Year. Do you think it will again? If it's good enough?
At the Game Awards,
I mean, if it's
sure,
good
because
enough,
the Game
but-
Awards doesn't give a fuck about story.
Yeah, honestly, when I'm playing like a couch co-op game like this, I care more about the gameplay than the
Yep.
story.
Yep, exactly.
Of course, it has to win Game of the Year next year. So we'll
I'm
see
an
what happens.
RPG gamer. Like I
Oh,
love
me too.
the
When I'm
story
playing
in a
single player
game.
games, yeah.
Like,
Right, but for couch co-op though, it's like I feel like gameplay is most important just because it's supposed to be something entertaining you can do.
But
you know,
Ben,
with,
when was the last time you had somebody come sit on your couch and play co-op with you?
well, technically, the last time I played couch co-op was split screen Baldur's Gate 3 with my wife.
Well,
so
all right.
yeah, which that's a very story-rich game, but the gameplay itself is very fun as well.
Did you complete it? How many hours?
No, we didn't complete it. We never were able to find enough time to
Dude, it's
actually
hard.
get a decent amount. And she's never played a game like that before. So I was like trying to teach her at the same time. So it was a little rough, but she liked the characters and she liked the story. So
I haven't
the
had a
story's really
friend
good.
over to play a game since like 2000, maybe 13.
yeah, I was gonna say before that
generous.
it was probably
Couch co-op is
Call of Duty was the last like.
But co-op in general, like if that game, the gameplay, the gameplay looks really good. So
I think-
could,
yeah, I
I
think
could
it
play a
looks
game that
fun.
has a dog shit story if I'm playing co-op with somebody,
Yeah.
as long as I'm having fun in the game.
So we're just going to quick fire through a few of these on Windows.
If it's a
mode,
single
'cause
player game, then obviously I
it's
want the
not
story
enough,
to be
but,
like
Right,
go for
top
it.
notch.
We have an Okami sequel that was being announced recently.
Yeah,
Go
which
think
is
there's
awesome.
much for this.
Okami, phenomenal game. Seeing a sequel coming out is, oh man, that it warms my heart.
Didn't they just have a remaster over the last 2 or 3 years, or maybe the last year?
Yeah, I think it was a couple of years ago, but yeah, they did a Okami
And
remaster.
the response was amazing. I
Yeah.
know they made a lot of money off it. So
Well, Okami's a very highly loved game, and rightfully so. Like it's a fantastic game.
And I will say shout out to Capcom again, giving us a fully developed website.
Bro, even
Yeah,
if the
that,
game
that one's
just
going to do
sucked,
gangbusters.
yeah, just the art direction and art style of all that. Like I'm entranced. I wanna see more of it.
Malty, have you played the original Okami?
I have. But played the original. I didn't play the remaster.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very much nothing very, very close to the chest right now. Just that a new game's being announced, and it's going to continue the world of Okami. And that's it, really. Moving on to Bandai Namco, Elden Ring Nightreign was announced. Co-op action survival from FromSoft coming next year. Coming to Xbox One, PC, Xbox Series X and X, PS4, and PS5. So a lot of platforms.
Yeah, I'll be playing this.
Yep.
that shocks me that they're developing for PS4 and Xbox One this deep into the cycle.
I know.
Did
I mean,
Elden
I
Ring
think
come out on those
I think it's
platforms?
cool that they are, to
Yeah,
be
it is kinda
honest.
crazy. Isn't
Yeah,
I think it's cool.
It widens
Yeah.
the audience.
It's cool, but if you're talking
Yeah.
about the marketing for consoles, that ain't it, fam. You need to
Well, there-
get people into the next equipment.
Right.
There's
you know,
an
the next
indie
level.
game that I've been following that they were planning on releasing on PS5, and they did a like a poll today asking should they release on PS4 and PS5 whenever they first release the game.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, remember, weren't able to get a PS5 whenever it came out.
Yep.
And then
But-
PS5 never came out with any other games besides like maybe a handful. So people just didn't go throw the money out for it.
I would say to see something similar to Cyberpunk happen, where it comes out and the previous gen consoles are just can't play the game.
Yeah,
but Elden Ring is like, it's not a super graphically demanding game.
It looks great, but it's not like
it looks great, but it's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like you're out here playing like one of the Horizon games.
No, there's a limit to it. Yeah.
Elden Ring, actually, like I had it on my PC first, and it ate up my resources on PC. So I actually had to buy it for PS4 so that I could play it.
That's why I played it too, is PS4. I played it on PS4 and PC.
Your laptop was trying to fail though, Hayden.
It wasn't trying to die at that time.
I mean,
not when Elden
where it
Ring
started
came
to
out.
turn.
It was stage one at that point.
I think this
my
is
laptop
great.
was only like
Yeah,
a year or maybe at most 2 old whenever Elden Ring came out, and it could not run Elden Ring.
Also, it's a FromSoft game, so it's going to be, you already know it's probably going to be great.
I think so, and I think it might win over a lot of people to the franchise, it being co-op, because then like people's friends will be like, "Dude, I'll totally play with you if you get it too," you know.
So here's the weird thing about this game that I think a lot of people weren't expecting is it is a co-op PvE.
I love that.
Well, I like it, but it also, I've heard like normies comparing it to like Fortnite of like JRPG games.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Don't know
So
about that
I
comparison.
will say though, it doesn't seem like you'll be porting over your character from Elden Ring at this moment. Take command of uniquely skilled heroes, each possessing their own abilities and distinct flair. So it seems like they might have a set amount of characters for you to choose from.
Heroes that you choose
like a
from
Diablo.
to go into the game or something like that.
Yes.
And I imagine people will want to start over anyways if you're doing co-op, because then you'll learn how to play the game better when you start from scratch playing co-op.
Offers players a new gaming experience.
So that's 2025, so probably towards the end of the year next year.
So this is like confirmed to be actually co-op.
Yes.
And they start to finish.
It's designed that way.
The scary
I mean,
thing
Elden
is,
Ring technically is too. You can fight any
no.
major
This
boss.
game
but
is
only
like
certain parts.
explicitly co-op.
Yeah.
No,
And
I mean, I know they have like those mods for a full co-op game, but they're not
I've seen
really
that.
sanctioned.
But I
so-
mean,
One of the
I did
scary
most of
things
the
that
game with my friend on Elden Ring. So.
One of the scary things that they say on the website for this game, or maybe it was in an article that was written, was they say, we wanted to create a unique sense of accomplishment. And that's always a scary thing to see whenever.
Moving on
a
to
game
our
comes
underdog
out.
here, we have the Midnight Murder Club. Hide, seek, and shoot in the dark, heart-pounding and hilarious multiplayer first-person shooter. Survive the night in a deadly mansion filled with traps, weapons, and other surprises.
I think it sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. A lot of
I don't remember seeing this when we were doing the Game Awards.
Yeah,
was there.
neither did I.
Yeah, it was there because it looks like those other co-op games that you're all kind of working together.
Okay. You know where we're going.
To get things or whatever.
See, this kind of falls along the genre of like demonologist, kind of. You know, and those type of games are just so much fun co-op, and they're very streamable too.
Dude, it's the same with like Phasmophobia. Game's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
Lethal Company. This could be the stream together party game of the year for.
Demonology
that
is
was
hilarious, dude, but
It
it
is.
drags sometimes so hard. If they could fix that
Crossplay
problem,
beta, PS5, and Steam.
That's
the
the most
beta
important thing.
Out now,
Crossplay.
or
Y'all want to try it out?
It's available now, yeah.
I'm down to try it out.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
play it.
down. I'm definitely down.
Absolutely.
I'll try it out this weekend after I get my new computer set up.
and then early access is February. Okay.
Yeah, available now.
And then the last of our newly announced games, we do also have a tab of games that we knew about but weren't announced at the Game Awards. We just got like new update trailers or whatever you like. But the last of the newest announcement is, of course, coming from Naughty Dog Studios with Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet. So we're not going to bother playing the trailer for this because it's littered with Trent Reznor and
it's 5 minutes long also.
And it's 5 minutes long, yeah.
And nothing happens.
The music in the beginning, like the Vangelis inspired music, is amazing.
It is really good. That's the only thing I can compliment about the trailer.
Yeah, it's really good.
Everything else is Trent Reznor, and I always forget the other guy's name, but I can't remember. But they're doing the soundtrack for Tron Aries, so it should be quite a good movie if that's the case. Even if the story is shit.
That ship, for anybody who hasn't seen the trailer, has a Porsche logo on the back of it. There's a Sony
product
placement. Like this is the sloppa from the industry, and you'll see the shills out there on X saying like, "This is the gameplay from this screenshot specifically." They're like, this is what the gameplay looks like.
I've seen an interesting theory behind this sword. So first of all, I think it looks like a comb for one, but a lot of people online, because there's very high wave synth wave being played, people think that the sort of ridges along the sword is actually the waveform of a song.
No, look in the 80s, your equalizer was like the biggest part. Yeah.
It looks like a windshield wiper.
Like a bad one.
One that you don't pass inspection because you need to change them out.
This is a game that Neil Sucksman has basically, he's trying to steal everything that he possibly can from Akira and from Cowboy Bebop, and the entire trailer is Akira and Cowboy Bebop coded, plus
Cyberpunk. He's trying
woman who has to shave her head because she can't be any kind of attractive and she has manly eyebrows, and
she can't be on this universe if Trump is galactic president.
And let's not forget Guardians of the Galaxy. This reeks of Guardians of the Galaxy.
It does, but to me, with what I saw, I saw a lot more Akira and Cowboy Bebop in it. They actually have a fucking straight up, almost second for second copied scene from Cowboy Bebop in the trailer, where
Akira
walks up to, it's the whole thing.
I do have breaking news,
Cowboy
everybody.
Bebop.
They replaced the main character.
Oh, nice.
You know what though?
Better.
Looks better than what we're getting in the game.
Do you feel represented, Nerd Wars?
Dude.
More relatable. Yeah, I mean, I can get behind this person.
I mean, shit, I'll play as Erwin in a video game. That'd be hilarious.
I would buy it.
Do I get to carry a little Grogu around with the baseball bat?
It's not very believable because he's got hair follicles at the front of his head. I don't.
No, but those are freshly shaved, Mo. Didn't you watch the trailer?
How do you shave something that does not exist?
Well, apparently in the way that
trying
will
to grow chops
cut
out,
your,
you know.
Well, now that you mentioned breaking news, ABF, we also have a first pick of Rey Skywalker in the new film for Episode 10. How about that? Looks,
Yeah.
Ew.
Wow.
Ew.
You, brother.
Very brave.
You know what? If you had chopped
stunning, you may say,
not stunning, but
not
brave.
off, that might have been better.
So we'll get back to Intergalactic in a minute, but we also have some announcements from games that we knew about, but also got some release dates and sort of release windows and things like that. So the first one we have is the first Berserker Kazan is coming at March 27, 2025. So get your money ready for that. Action-packed gameplay, epic boss fights, grappling story revenge with some 3D stealth shaded graphics. The 18th of the Pelos Empire, the great General Kazan was framed for treason and banished to the Story Mountains. After narrowly escaping death, he sets forth on this long journey of revenge.
I'm not sure how well it's going to sell, but I think that people are going to really like it.
Sounds cool.
It may not be a top seller, but there are people that have had their eye on this game for a while. And a spring release is probably a good thing for them to do. I think that this game will sell decent, but it's going to be a kind of under the radar game.
It has the potential to blow up, though.
What we've seen from a lot of these games that we've showcased tonight is they're all going to have their own niche. I don't think any of these games are going to pop off massively like your Pal Worlds or your Wukongs this year. We're definitely going to have surprises out of this list, but a lot of these, they're just going to fall into maybe max like the 100,000 player range, maybe the 50,000, that sort of thing. Then it'll settle down at about 10,000, that kind of range probably.
Well, word of mouth can do a hell of a lot if it actually is something that's accessible across genres or across different types of players.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if
You
it's
need to
not-
rise up, stand up tall, and make your voice heard. Make sure you fill up the entirety of the frame of your life, and let people know about it.
Moving over to 2K for a couple of titles, we have Mafia The Old Country has been slated for summer 2025. Little initiation trailer, bringing music, of course.
So wait, can I say something just real quick about this? One thing that I want to see from this game, because it's in Unreal Engine 5, I want to see what the women look like. Because everybody is using this, yeah, but Unreal Engine 5 makes women look bad excuse on everything. And I don't think that's true because the men look great in this game.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're in control of animation.
Yeah, pause it if you see some kind of female. There we go.
Oh, there you go. I mean, we're talking about Italian women, so we got to give them.
No. There's a little bit of a nose thing going on there. We'll say.
So my thing is the lower and back jaw. I see a lot of that, the squared jaw, and I'm wondering if it's the engine that's actually making that happen, or if it is a design choice.
Well, you got to remember, this is a highly rendered cutscene.
Yeah. What I'm thinking too, Hayden, is that I think people are saying that when they had mocap done for Unreal Engine 4, but it doesn't translate to Unreal Engine 5, like the actual mocap pieces.
Yeah, maybe.
Like that's the only thing that I can actually think of. It still doesn't make sense in my head though.
Like I can understand everybody saying Unreal Engine 5 just like chomps through, graphic data and RAM and stuff like that. But like, I don't understand the it makes women look like men argument that a lot of people are trying to make.
There you go, UV5. Classic climb drama. Fight to survive. Engage in life or death combat, be it up close with a blade or from afar with a variety of firearms. To prove himself worthy in the Torisi family, Enzo will have to master all tools of the trade, including period authentic handguns, rifles, and shotguns, to overcome any odds and doggedly eliminate the Dawn's enemies.
Nah, the game seems like it'll be a lot of fun though. Like I love the Mafia games. They were a blast to play through. And going back to, early Italy, like that sounds fun. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Moving over to the sci-fi side of 2K, we have Borderlands 4 ABF. Do you want to take this one?
Well, if you played Borderlands 3, you know that you shouldn't buy Borderlands 4 because Gearbox is not the same company that they used to be. In fact, the CEO of Gearbox said that the live-action Borderlands movie was a masterpiece. I'm sure they had to hype up their own stuff, but a fucking masterpiece?
Definitely.
So Rotten Tomatoes gave it.
Year. Come on now.
It was like one of the lowest rated things on Rotten Tomatoes this year.
Oh, look at that.
From the critics.
It's so bad. How could you try to defend it even?
Did we do this in a watch party or did I just watch it separately?
We watched Borderlands in a watch party and people wanted to kill me over it. Yeah.
I couldn't remember because, well, you didn't actually dictate that. I think I was the one that brought it up. But anyway, it doesn't matter who, but like I know we watched it somewhere and I was just like, what the fuck was that?
I took the flack for it. So,
well, thank you.
Borderlands was Craven, but that's saying a lot.
Sorry,
Nerd Wars,
that,
I think
is that
actually
that's just a pod. That's Anakin's pod racer. Look at that.
it kind of is, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Oh, yeah, that was Sebulba's one too.
Yeah.
Now this is pod racing.
That's all we're going to be doing in this game.
Oh, they brought Claptrap.
Lots of loot. Lots of loot.
So wait,
Yeah.
question: do you guys think that Claptrap in this game is voiced by Jack Black?
No, I doubt it.
No, I don't think so.
It'll
'Cause
be the
that
guy.
Very unlikely.
It'll be by the guy that should have voiced Claptrap in the movie, if from the games.
Yeah. Yeah,
there was
they
no
just-
reason to have Jack Black.
They just wanted the celebrity clout of attaching Jack Black's name to it in hopes to do better, but all it did was make them go further into debt.
But keep in mind, they've been working on this since probably around the time they started working on the movie.
That's
Oh, that's true. They wanted this to release side by side, but everything's been fucked.
And they wanted Borderlands the movie to be a fucking blockbuster. They thought it was going to be.
They thought it was, yeah. In fact,
So,
they probably put it off, but dude, there's gonna be all kinds of bridge stuff you're gonna be able to talk about in it. Hayden.
oh yeah, I'm gonna be playing this game.
See, crash into Kairos is one of the 4 vault hunters seeking wealth and glory, wielding powerful action skills, customize your build with deep skill trees, and dominate enemies with dynamic movement abilities. Break free from the oppressive timekeeper, a ruthless spectator who dominates the masses from on high. Now a world-altering catastrophe threatens his perfect order, unleashing mayhem across the planet. Ignite the resistance and blast our way through mechanical monstrosities, bloodthirsty bandits, and vicious beasts. Amass an arsenal of death, dealing firepower to wreak havoc as you tear your way through chaos. Fight solo or in co-op with up to 3 other players in this immense sci-fi adventure, packed with freeform combat and exploration, pulse-pounding boss fights, infinitely varied loot drops, and an eclectic cast of unforgettable characters, new and old. Early
Yep.
2025.
I'm probably streaming this, just so you guys know.
If
gonna be
anybody
your
wants
first
to get
live
into
stream?
Borderlands, do not play 3, do not play 4. Just go to 1, 2. The pre-sequel was still fun, and
That's what
the
I've heard.
Telltale game was very fun.
1 and 2, yes.
Yeah, because I've still never touched Borderlands.
Yeah, 1 and 2 is good. I didn't like 3, and I stopped playing at that point.
Yeah, 1 and 2 and the pre-sequel has a lot of fun lore in it, and then the Telltale game has like this like hard fork of the lore, which is also really really fun.
Okay.
2 is less fun than 1, if you ask me. I liked 1 better.
Really?
1 had a better story, 2 had better mechanics.
That's exactly what I was going to say, BF.
Okay, that's fair.
So
2 was
moving
way
on
more
to
fun
the-
to me, but 1 had a way better story, in my opinion. It was more immersive. 2 was just like you should know where you are by now.
Yeah, Nerd
So
Wars.
have
is-
fun.
You do have Jack in the second one. He's
Yeah.
a really really cool character.
That's kind of part and parcel with games. Like the story is always dialed in on the first one, but the mechanics are always better on the second one. You know,
So moving on
the
to
rare
what I
the
think
rare
is gonna be
exception
my
is Half-Life
super hit
2.
next year.
Dragon Age 2 is an exception as well.
Yeah.
So we were talking about dragons earlier. I look no further than the release window announcement for Crimson Desert. Now, a lot of
Crimson
people-
Desert is going to be such a good game.
I'm looking at all the comment sections, and people just think this game is too good to be true.
Yeah,
Everything you see here is happening in game.
it's Pearl Abyss, so I'm a little skeptical.
Yeah.
I thought Pearl Abyss did a great job with Black Desert. I loved the game for like the first year that it was out. And
Black Desert is. I also played it for a long time when it first came out, because that's my other favorite genre of games, MMOs.
Okay.
I love MMOs too.
And there were so many things that I didn't love about it, but I think a lot of the environmentally the game looks really good.
They've always had like insane visuals.
Yes.
It looks like the mechanics are very interesting. Combat's
Yeah.
going to be
Yes.
very in depth.
Right. I don't doubt that this is going to be a lot of fun to play. I'm worried that they're going to throw in weird microtransactions, even though it's a single.
Oh
player.
yeah,
Yeah.
This will have the
Like-
mobile game DNA. Absolutely. Yeah, here we go. Dragons, come on.
There you go. We got
How can you
dragons.
resist?
Oh, that's
I mean,
sick.
it looks sweet. It
The
all
other
has to
thing that
come
this
down to
will
execution.
be, this will also be the Elder Scrolls 6 that we've all been waiting for, and we are not going to get.
Yeah.
For those who have died.
Yeah, I mean, it's once again, it's gonna come down to execution. I think.
And for those
I think they're going to do a great job with the execution because they're making a single player game rather than getting caught up with all the multiplayer bullshit that they got caught up with in Black Desert.
And the protagonist is Scottish. So that's a reason to buy it right there.
Oh, I see why Norman's pushing it now. All right.
Of course.
Yes. Oh yes.
I get it.
Of course.
Wait, but I'm Irish and I'm pushing it.
Which part of Ireland?
I don't know exactly what part.
Probably Northern Ireland. Since you're
Oh, the one that uses nail bombs or the other path?
Next up from Obsidian, The Outer Worlds 2,
Yeah.
first gameplay trailer.
I'm actually excited about this one.
I've heard great stuff about the first game. I never played it.
Yeah, the first game is a lot of fun. It's just it's goofy. It's like Fallout.
Aspire? Is that
but goofy and involving space?
No, Spire did the remake.
It looks like something I could easily pour like 80,
What was the studio that
80 hours
finished?
in.
Well, it never got finished. But what was the studio that Code did Knights of the Old Republic 2 with BioWare?
Obsidian.
EA.
Oh, Obsidian. Okay, okay.
Obsidian.
I thought EA was on all those games.
No.
No, they did the Old Republic.
Hmm.
I said the first one is just like goofy fun.
Yeah.
This
looks great visually.
Fallout, and yeah, this will be the same thing. This one's going to be a lot of fun.
So I've actually never played the Outer World. Like, is it
No,
even
you
worth
definitely should.
playing?
If you catch it on sale, pick it up.
I actually got it for free through Epic. They
Oh.
rotated on the free games every so often.
I was gonna say I thought it was free.
Right now, they have the Return to Moria game for free.
Hey, copyright
Yeah, no-
music. Yay.
This is for sure one to check out. Like the first one. Like it's fun, goofy space game. Like it's
It is
totally
goofy.
worth it.
Yeah.
I like that though. It looks fun.
Let's see.
A
That's
little
a
bit
joke from the-
self-aware. That
oh,
has to be a little joke about what happened with the first
Yep.
one. Maybe a lot of patches.
Yeah, there were a lot of bugs that caused shit to go just like absolutely fucking haywire whenever it first came out. And that was honestly the peak time to play it if you're a classic like fan of, Elder
Oh,
Scrolls and
nerd.
stuff.
Erwin.
Really hates it.
Wow.
Man, Erwin.
Nah.
No dragons,
back
baby.
to-
What's wrong?
And last, but certainly not least, a new saga begins in The Witcher 4. Get ready for it.
Yay!
We have to.
Can't wait.
Pre-rendered in Unreal Engine 5 on an NVIDIA graphics card that you can't afford.
I've watched ye grow from a devilishly curious child into a remarkably young lass with much grace, wisdom.
Who the fuck is that voice? Like,
Take the easy times. What
I recognize the voice actor, is why I
Is
asked.
how we
Because like
rise
I've
against
heard
the
that voice before. I want to know who's voicing the father in this.
I'm sure that would be quite easy to
Even
Google
our
now.
gold.
Someone will have dissected this
Give
trailer
the spirit to
100 ways to
overcome
Sunday.
adversities
Yeah.
aplenty. Darling. Sweeten. Today's the day.
It almost sounds like Brendan Gleeson, but
I don't know. I
wouldn't
I
put it
can't-
past him to get a Hollywood actor in order to do a little.
No, they absolutely wouldn't. That's why I'm asking, because that's somebody who's like, that's a known voice, I think.
I definitely don't think it's Gerard Butler risk it.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't think so.
No, it didn't sound like him to me.
Who's that other guy? Roy Orbison's not the name. His first name is Roy.
Forgive me, daughter. 'Twere my only choice.
I shall be the bringer of salvation.
A witcher? Witcher! Whose coin did you take? Nay, you can't. 'Tis tradition. Chosen
Have you guys
she
seen
is
the
by
breakdown of this
gods.
trailer where the director goes through and talks about it?
You chose her.
What do we think?
Now,
I love how.
Go
I
ahead.
love-
second.
Depends on how old she's supposed to be.
Well, no. To me, it's again, if you look at the jawline, you look at the nose, they're wrong.
So I just want to point something out. I don't think that she's ugly, but her character model is different from the previous games.
Exactly.
This is also a trailer, though. I mean, Carol
That's-
didn't really look like himself in the trailer. Hayden or somebody was saying that the other day.
Yeah, because no, this is a CG trailer, and Geralt didn't look the same either in The Witcher 3. But for this one specifically, I think that they've fattened her lower jaw. They've changed the character model. They've fucked up the nose, and they made Ciri ugly, or she's not necessarily ugly.
No, she looks like an aged,
To me, she looks
80s
older.
female rock
She
star
doesn't
right
look older to
there.
me. She has a
Wood.
different facial
She
structure.
looks older.
No, she
it
looks
is-
like
looks a
Lita
little
Ford
older.
or something.
She's
Nah,
got wrinkles and.
I think she has a completely different facial structure
she
than
looks
she
fine
had in
there.
The Witcher 3.
It looks like to me she started taking human growth hormone and lifting weights.
Which is like a lot of things. So
Yeah, that's
That's
a
what
lot.
it does to women in real life. It makes their
Exactly.
jaw different. Like not even a joke.
Yeah, and that's not natural. That's not how Sorella is supposed to look. But that's what they decided to go with in this trailer, and it's upsetting to me because she's supposed to be an attractive woman, and this is not an aged attractive woman. This is somebody with a different jawline, a different nose, somebody who can take a Witcher potion, whatever. She's not able to pass the trial of the fucking grasses.
Hayden, why can't she pass the trial of the grasses?
Because she's a woman and not a prepubescent man.
Boom. Get him.
So I haven't had a hot take.
Potions
I haven't had a hot
only
take yet.
able to be drank
Go
by
ahead.
Witchers who have passed the trial of the grasses.
Hayden,
Otherwise, will
let Ben
kill
have
you.
a go at this.
I was just gonna say I think the Witcher games are actually not that good.
That's a very hot take.
Yeah, I know it's a very hot take. I hated the first one, and I just about
Hated the
third one
first
as
one. Oh
much.
my
Yeah.
god, what the hell's wrong with you?
Well, I can't say that I hate them, but I've never played them, so there's that.
Oh, they're so
I
good.
could not finish the third one. I couldn't finish it.
Wild Hunt, much less the DLC that was like another whole 60-hour.
So good.
Oh, length does not matter. But
No, I'm not talking about
What?
that.
Length doesn't matter.
Wow.
What?
No, it was an entire separate game that was released as DLC. That was so awesome about it.
yeah.
You're entitled
I
to your own
said that I
opinion,
had
but
to
you're
have-
wrong, and I hate you.
Hey,
Blood and Wine should
you know
have
what? I
gotten-
hadn't had a hot take
if
yet.
we're
and
able
then-
to throw DLC in as Game of the Year, Blood and Wine should have gotten Game of the Year that year.
Oh yeah.
Boom. Yes, I agree
This
with
is
you.
the this is my time to throw in the hot take though, because we're watching the Witcher trailer. So
Oh
I really don't care about this game.
Does
Neither do I.
everybody hate you, Ben? Is that true?
We just
Yeah, well,
found
everybody
out
hates
why.
me.
Everybody, damn.
Well,
The
you
only
said
reason
this
I
was your
care
time-
about this game coming out is so that the next Cyberpunk comes out quicker.
So when you said this is your time to throw in a hot take, does that mean that you just look for a chance to ruffle some feathers, or do you actually believe this shit?
No, I actually don't like the Witcher games.
Witcher 3
Okay.
is such
Yeah.
a phenomenal game. Witcher 2 has an amazing story. Witcher 1, the gameplay is
Yeah, the
a
gameplay is
completely different
pretty
style,
trash,
but it's like
but-
once you get into it, the story is so good. It drives you to play the game.
I completely respect people's love for The Witcher. I couldn't do it.
I'm not a
Like
big
I
fantasy
never
fan,
read the
so-
books, but like I
didn't either.
Know the lore.
I didn't like the TV show either.
Oh damn!
The TV show is dog shit.
The TV show is
nearly as good.
Don't take the TV show as anything to judge.
Season 1 of the TV show was shit. I don't care what anybody says. It
was
was so
horrible.
far removed from what it should have been. Like, fuck that show.
I just love that Chaz showed up here just to yell at me about this.
do you remember this moment, Riskit, or Ben, when Riskit said,
"Oh yeah,"
he's like, get rid of Ben and bring ABF on, and then Jeremy was like, should we get ABF on it?
Dude, that close.
I was like, what the hell is going on right now?
I remember that.
Yeah, Riskit hates
my
me,
God.
bro.
That was so funny.
Riska hates everybody. Don't feel sad.
Oh no, most people hate me.
I will say for this, Ben, like if you tried it and it just wasn't like it wasn't your tempo, it wasn't something that you actually liked or got into, I can respect that.
Yeah.
But
I didn't say it was bad. I just didn't like it at all. So take that as you will.
I don't know how you didn't like The Witcher 3. The story is phenomenal. The gameplay was at the time like it was a new turn in gaming. Like
the gameplay was my least favorite part.
Dude, the combat was so good in that game. What do you mean?
I know. Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's good. Our time here is almost done anyway. So
yeah. My favorite CD Projekt Red game is
I'm fading into the ether like fucking Back to the Future. This is how much you're hurting me, Ben.
I can't even go. Look, this
Hey,
is it.
you!
I can't. I literally can't go any lower than this.
You're really
About,
tall, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty tall.
Yeah. Nagradal's like 8 foot
Wait,
tall.
This is 18 plus. Hayden, get out of here. We don't have little kids on our show.
Get on my knees, I guess.
Even taller. Oh man,
Even
that's gonna
taller.
get clipped. Holy shit!
Damn it!
Yeah, welcome heard him, everyone. What Necronal does for a stream, eh?
I slouched it.
Well, I think we should start running outros. What do you guys
My knees
think?
are hitting the wall.
Yes,
right
my
now.
back is killing me. Yes.
All right, we're gonna start with Ben, the Slouch King himself.
Yo, what's up? Thanks for having me. It's a blast.
There we go.
Enjoyed talking about video games. I didn't even make everybody angry at me until the final opinion. So
It's fine.
it's a W, I guess. But appreciate you guys. You're doing great, and I love that intro. It's great.
Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Shout out to everyone's their nerd slaps for that.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming and hanging out.
Yeah, who edits the intro?
That would be
Nerd
the
slap.
person in the
Nerd
top
slap.
right.
Nice.
Yeah, there's slap.
Yeah, that was great. That was
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you.
I love
This
it.
guy, yeah. Oh, pat on the head there.
Thank you.
We'll try. I don't know what's happening anymore.
None of us do.
I've lost the
Naganol, do you
plot.
know what's
I'm
happening?
falling. No, I don't know.
Do you have anything to shout out as you fall and hit the ground?
Yeah, I guess you can follow me on YouTube and Kick. I'm gonna play Shadow Generations.
Sure about that?
Sometime before
I'm quite sure.
Yeah, no, I just don't know when. I was gonna do it today and then didn't happen. Probably tomorrow sometime.
Sounds good.
That's it.
Okay,
Sweet.
leaning back that much, you look high as fuck.
I got news for you, Balti.
Yeah.
Well, probably. Yeah.
That's my secret, Malty. I'm always high. Dun, 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 dun.
Balti, how about you?
I just do a bunch of videos for the GCA. Obviously, most of y'all know that already. And if you never come in to Late and Gay with the GCA on Wednesday evenings at 8:30 Eastern, you should probably stop on by because we have a hell of a good time.
What are you doing?
And you might like the guest especially if you're a fan of trolls.
Do it.
Yes.
What does that even mean?
Hayden,
He's a very tall
are
man.
you even straighting right now, or did you just like click and drag your model down a little bit?
Yeah, no, that's all I have to do. That's the art of being a VTuber. Is all I have to do is zoom out and slide down a little bit.
Privilege.
I'm perfectly comfortable and sitting directly in front of my camera like I was before.
He just alt resized. That's all he did.
Yeah, but no, I've got a video coming out on Amir Satvat, the man who won the Game Awards Game Changer Award because they produced him as a man who was just helping with people in the gaming industry, but it turns out he's an industry plant and he may not be a good person. I had the opinion that he was actually a good person up until he deleted over 500 videos off of his YouTube channel just a couple of days after the Game Awards aired. So yeah, I've got that coming out real soon. So you know, hit the notification bell on my channel so that you see it when it comes out.
A man that basically got an award for making an Excel spreadsheet. That's all he did.
That's all he did.
Precisely. Mo, how about yourself?
Well, I'm happy to announce at this point that I'm going to be starting on January 6th, which,
Jan 6th,
I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to be on a stream with Drunk 3PO, Epic Mike, and a few other people. Going to be doing the Monday Hangover starting at 6 p.m. Eastern on Monday, January 6th. I'm looking very much forward to it. I'm also looking forward to getting an ice bag on my back because this hurts like a son of a bitch. But thanks for having me on, and thanks Benology for being such a good sport.
Of course.
I hope that your dog shit team wins the Super Bowl so that my dog shit team can win the
Don't
Super
even
Bowl.
start. My team's great.
No. You have the same problem I do. You have to defend yourself to say that national championships, NFL championships are the same as the Super Bowl. You know how it goes. You never won a Super Bowl. Yeah. So I hope you win one so that we can win one in the near future. So
I don't know. We've got injuries piling up. I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately.
Come on, man. Hold tight. Just hold tightly like that seat you're slouching into right now. It'll happen.
I'm about to fall out.
Yeah, same here.
I love knowing that I am the only person that's sitting comfortably in my chair right now.
Hey, I'm pretty chill right now.
I'm pretty comfortable.
I'm actually pretty good. My chair goes back far, and I push my desk up. Check it out. See?
Actually,
hydraulic does.
I'm on a laptop, so I'm actually not that bad at
Oh,
all.
you
I mean, I could tip mine.
Kick Maldi. Hashtag
You guys
kick
are
Maldi.
cheating.
I am too, and I just
I'm
not.
Yeah, this is what I was wondering too.
Come on.
Tweed.
My ass is on the floor now.
Nerd Slap, are you even there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh,
Hi,
hey,
guys.
how's it going?
Hey.
You know, just doing what I do, you know, streaming over on Kick. I'm gonna go live in a little bit. Not sure. I'm gonna try to run the Indiana Jones game, but we'll see what happens, you know. Other than that,
Should be
I
playing
got,
Marvel Rivals.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. That's true. Which way? He's one of these ways. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then other than that, just Nerd Files. I got episode 3 coming out in the next couple of days, and that is done with my co-hosts, 2 of my co-hosts over there. But yeah, other than that, just having fun, memeing on people. So yeah, it's been a great show. Thanks for coming on, Ben.
My pleasure.
Norman, how about you?
Yeah, you can follow me on YouTube and Kick. Currently working my way through Hogwarts Legacy, as I feel it's a very festive game. Winter coming up and all that. I have Beast class tomorrow, and then I have to go talk to the caretaker about unlocking a few doors and things. So yeah, should be a good time. Thanks for stopping by, everyone.
It's been snowing for 9 months in Scotland, and now he thinks it's time to play a festive game.
Oh,
I love how like Norman Conquest camera angle is perfectly positioned. He looks like the Hobbit Conquest. Like he looks like a smaller version of himself in the same setting. It's so
It is perfect.
Yeah, his chair looks bigger than him.
Go ahead, keep your secrets.
All right, well, everybody, thanks for stopping by.
Yo, Gooch.
I myself am going to be on a show with Hayden on January 7th with Erwin.
Not
And
us.
We're going to be talking
None of
politics.
us are up. So.
Massive.
So keep an
we
eye
got
out for
a
that.
politics show coming up.
And also, I'm going to be streaming more often. I'll have more details on that soon, probably Wednesdays before Late and Gay. So haven't fully planned everything out yet. Just want to let you guys know I'm going to be streaming twice a week.
Stay tuned.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
But yeah, everybody, thanks for tolerating Ben. He was a great guest until the last 5 minutes of the show. And
until his
Had
shit
your own-
Witcher take.
Everybody wave goodbye.
I don't.
I can't see. Of course you can't fucking see. I just shot a blank in your fucking eyes.
Hey, the trunk looks kind of small there, Anton.
This is live. I'm on live TV. Trunk's fine. As you can see, friend, it's not small. It's a big trunk. I'll show you right here.
Well, you got a dead hooker in the trunk.
What? No, it can't be.
Yes, it was. It was a dead hooker.
It wasn't a dead hooker.
Pal, I know a dead hooker when I see one.